Good morning, Taste Buds. Have you gone through your summer dinner recipes for the third or fourth time? I'm Michelle Bernstein. If so, or even if not, join me today as I Good morning, Taste Buds. Have you gone through your summer dinner recipes for the third or fourth time? I'm Michelle Bernstein. If so, or even if not, join me today as I give you supper recipes guaranteed to heat up your summer. Today on SoFlo Taste. How fun is that? Good morning all, I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein coming to you from the Goya Kitchen at JA World in Coconut Creek. Well, we're on the back stretch of summer, so my guess is you could use a few new summer dinner menus. So today I thought it would be fun to give you recipes to freshen up your summer suppers. Let's get cooking. The first one is a chicken bolognese. For some reason, my son Zach likes this more than my regular bolognese. I don't know why. I guess it's more delicate. So we got this ground chicken at Delaware Chicken Farm in Seafood Market. But you could do also ground turkey since they have that as well. And they can help you with your summer dinner menus. They are located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood. Just go see them at DelawareChicken.com. You can call them at 954-983-6831. Place an order with the good folks over at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Make sure you tell them I sent you. And you can not only pick up the ground chicken and fish and anything else, they also have really great staples. Like I got this tomato paste, which I love, and sometimes I have a hard time finding it. So I picked this up from them too. So thank you guys. I appreciate you making my life a lot easier. All right, so I am just cooking this chicken in some really good olive oil. And I'm making a big batch of it because there's nothing better than keeping either some bolognese or tomato sauce or pretty much anything in your freezer. That way you don't have to think about things so much. These are the things I like to jump ahead on. That way when I come home and everybody's tired, all I do is pull something out of the freezer and toss it with either a noodle or vegetables or something that I do for myself, which I'll show you in a few minutes. All right, once the chicken is pretty much all seared off and almost cooked, I'm gonna go ahead and add a bunch of very finely diced yellow onion. I'm also gonna add some little tiny diced fresh carrots, and then of course some minced garlic, and let that get nice and soft. Now I have grown up, you know, of course cooking my mother's recipes for meat sauce, but then I also love Marcella Hazan's favorite bolognese, and a few other people that I've read about. And I think I've kind of taken little bits of all my favorite chefs and put them all together in what I consider to be a very delicious meat sauce, or today, chicken sauce recipe. The addition of milk, which is not something Mommy used to do, but I have found that Marcel Hazan does and other chefs do, is really interesting. It almost softens the flavor and the texture of your sauce. So we're going to do that today, but the first thing we're going to do, now that our onions and carrots are a little bit softer, we're going to go ahead and add some white wine, and not much of it. That was probably about 1/4 cup, and I'm going to let that reduce almost all the way before adding the milk. So let's keep moving this around, and I've set this on a higher temperature so that that can really reduce a little bit quickly. We're going to add a little bit of oregano into this, just a little bit. So delicious. It really makes the difference in a sauce and allows it to taste a little bit more like that southern Italian flavor. Okay, once that reduces slightly, we're going to go ahead and add the milk. Not much of it. And if y'all do not eat dairy, it's all good. You don't have to add dairy to this. I just really love what it does. It gives it almost, I don't know, it's really interesting. It makes it sort of creamy. So now that our milk has reduced quite a bit, I'm going to go ahead and add some tomato paste in there. But don't go crazy on the tomato paste, because if you add too much, it's a little sweet and it really just becomes almost too tomato pasty, if that makes any sense. It's just that kind of sweet, very reduced tomato flavor, and that's not what you want from this Bolognese, but just a little bit really gets it to where you want it to be. So once you cook a lot of that paste out and a lot of the moisture that's in that paste out, go ahead and add some good crushed tomatoes, or you can crush your own canned tomatoes. It's up to you. But just make sure they're really good ones. Don't get the really cheap, sweeter ones, because they do fortify that stuff with sugars. You really want to get just a great quality tomato with nothing in it, okay? And crush it up a little bit. Let's add that to this. And this should take a good 30 minutes to come together and cook beautifully. And when you come right back, I'm going to show you how I like to eat my Bolognese. So come right back for more great summer supper recipes.
Come back to the Goya Kitchen at J.A. World, Michelle, and the food. This is SoFlo Taste.
Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. All of my recipes are available on the SoFlo Show's webpage. Just scan this quick response code and you'll be rocketed to the fabulous SoFlo Show's page. You'll also see this QRC on the ingredient list throughout the show. Now back to my SoFlo Taste about summer dinners. All right, everybody, we are jumping into a new recipe while our Bolognese cooks beautifully over here. I've grilled up, well, pan grilled, some filet mignon. Again, thanks to Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. I'm going to throw these in the oven, and I think by the time they cook, we will have a beautiful hot and cold salad ready. So I'm going to use the same pan. I'm not going to clean it out because it's all going together. Just going to spray it with some more cooking oil. I've got some green beans right here, which I'm going to toss with a little bit of olive oil, some salt, some smoked paprika to make it all yummy. Shake it up a little bit and then toss that right into a grill pan. And let's just let that cook. So I'm going to go ahead and move these to the back because I'm smoking out the studio. So let's jump into the rest of the salad recipe. So if y'all know anything about me, you know I love fennel. So we're going to take some fennel, some tomatoes, and we've cooked some farro ahead of time. Farro is a beautiful green wheat. So it's the greenest wheat there is, and it's delicious for salads and all kinds of stuff. So before I slice the fennel, let's go ahead and make a quick vinaigrette, but it's one I've been making a lot lately, and it's just delicious. I've got some Dijon mustard, some garlic that we just kind of put through a microplane to make it really nice and fine minced. We've got a little shallot, To that, I'll add a little sherry vinegar, a little soy sauce, a little salt, and finally a little bit of aged balsamic. Just delicious stuff. So you've got the two vinegars, which really makes it gives it a bit of an edge and makes it a little more complex, but really delicious. So I'm going to whisk in some oil to make this beautiful vinaigrette nice and balanced. And there you have it. So I know that it takes just a few ingredients, but it's very special. And what's lovely about this is that it sits really well in your refrigerator for a good few weeks. You can keep it, and it's just delicious, and it goes with everything. So we've got our farro, we've got our fennel, we've got our tomatoes. Let's go ahead and shut off our green beans because they're cooked. And look at how beautiful the markings are. So this is a grilled green bean. Take a look at that. It's all kind of blistered on the outside. You've got the beautiful smoky paprika flavor on it. It's just delicious. I'm gonna just let it cool as it finishes cooking over here in that pan. So let's go ahead and slice our fennel. And I'm gonna do that really nice and thin using this instrument of torture. So this is a Japanese microplane, and this cuts things really nice and thin. So let's go ahead and slice this thin. This is why I love it. It's just so delicious. Let's go ahead and chunk up a couple tomatoes to finish this plate. Let's take the fennel, put it inside of this bowl right here with the farro. Let's grab our green beans. Remember I told you it was a hot, cold salad. So we've got these beautiful cooked, grilled green beans. A little more fun than just blanching, I'd say. Okay, there we have it. So we're gonna go ahead and drizzle a little bit of vinaigrette over this, and this salad can be made ahead of time. You can just have this sitting and waiting for the fillets to be ready, which have another minute. So when you come back, I'm gonna show you how not only to give you my little secret gluten-free chicken bolognese pasta, but then we are also going to see how beautifully these fillets with these grilled green beans came out. So come right back.
Hi, I'm design expert Elena Capra. Michelle will be right back. And don't forget, stay tuned for another episode of SoFlo Home Project following SoFlo Taste.
Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. We're here at JA World in Coconut Creek, a place dedicated to our kids. For information about this instructional institution, go to jasouthflorida.org or call 954-979-7100. Now back to the food. All right, we have a lot cooking. Let's go back for just a second. I want to show you this gorgeous farro, grilled green bean and fennel salad, tomatoes, a little filet mignon. I threw some dill and parsley on there for color. And then, of course, that delicious vinaigrette is not only tossed in the farro salad, but also it's really delicious with the mustard and the soy and everything over that filet. So there's that, and that is yum, yum, yum. All right, next thing I wanted to show you was how I eat bolognese. So I take some iceberg lettuce, and I pretend that I'm cutting noodles. I know that's a little weird, but I just kind of cut it thin, and it looks a little bit like spaghetti. It's really hard to be gluten-free, and I don't love gluten-free pasta. At least I haven't tried any that I love yet. So I tried this. My sister told me to try this recently, and I have to tell you, it was fabulous. The sauce warms the lettuce and softens it a little bit and makes it really feel a little bit like you're eating a noodle. And by the way, this bolognese is so good that it really doesn't matter. So I'm going to be a little messy, and I'm sorry. We're going to spoon some of this delicious bolognese over my fake pasta or shredded lettuce, like so. Let me clean this up a little before I show it to you, like any chef would do. There we go. And then, of course, I have to have a little more fat and creaminess. I add a scoop of ricotta right over the top, and then I throw a little bit of Reggiano Parmigiano. And to me, I don't miss the pasta at all. There you have it. It is delicious. And of course, for the kids and everyone else, you would want to do pasta. But for me, I don't miss it. All right, let's jump into our next recipe. I really wanted to teach you all how to make a beautiful brochette or skewered fish. And there's a couple ways to make it even more delicious. So a little bit ago, I taught you how to make compound butter, and we made a pesto butter. And it really was delicious. And if you go back, of course, at SoFloTaste.com, you can find all these recipes. But that one really was fabulous. And I've made a couple of different butter recipes with you all. So I'm going to show you what I do to make a grilled fish Caesar, which is a fabulous recipe for a family night. And if the kids don't love fish, you can absolutely make this recipe with chicken. So let's set this grill pan aside. I'm going to go ahead and skewer it now before it goes into the oven. Like so. Give it a little room to breathe and to cook. We'll do another one with just 2 pieces. Like so. All right, we're going to take a little bit of this butter that I have here. We always roll it up and throw it in the freezer so that we have it around all the time. So I'm just going to cut a couple pieces off of it, take it out of the plastic, and crumble it over the fish. And what's going to happen, obviously, I'm going to throw this in the oven, the butter will melt, and this will become irresistible. And like I said, you can do the same thing with the chicken breast. So let's throw that in the oven while I teach you my Caesar salad recipe, which has been really on point lately. All right, we're going to move over to the blender. I've been cheating a little bit with my Caesar salad. I have been buying really good mayonnaise. I actually use Duke's mayonnaise lately. I love it. It's flavorful and just really good mayo. So I start out with Duke's, rather than egg yolks and oil. To that, I'll add some raw garlic, a couple of cooked garlic cloves that are very slowly cooked in oil. We call this confit. They don't get any color. Just a spoonful of that oil as well. A couple of anchovies. The tiniest bit of Dijon mustard. The juice of half a lemon. Some red wine vinegar. Worcestershire. A pinch of salt, and let's blend that up until smooth. Once it's all smooth, go ahead and add some freshly grated Reggiano Parmigiano or Pecorino. It's up to you, whatever you have at home. And pulse it a couple times so that it gets really mixed in well to your sauce. Let's go ahead and check on our fish. So I use swordfish, and I asked my friends over at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market for a beautiful grilling fish, and they had wahoo, they had dolphin. but they had this gorgeous swordfish. So I think swordfish is really a great choice. Look how that butter has melted over our fish. So when you come back, let's see what this whole dish is going to look like. Can you imagine Caesar salad, grilled swordfish, pesto butter? I'm getting hungry. I'm so excited to put all these ingredients together. Come right back so we can do so. Welcome back to SoFlo Taste in our summer dinner show. Our Caesar dressing is made. I'm going to pour it over. I love little gem lettuce. It's kind of like a smaller form of romaine. They shorten the length by cutting the amount of time that it grows. Let's go ahead and mix that delicately. I love little pieces of celery instead of croutons, obviously because I stay away from flour and it gives you that crispiness a crouton would normally give. But of course, if you want croutons, look at these. We basically take a frozen baguette and shave it on a mandolin, and it gets really beautifully thin. Toss it in a little olive oil, salt, and pepper, throw it in your oven, and you can have beautiful croutons as well. So let's put the lettuce down. And who doesn't love a great Caesar salad? Garnish with a little bit of the celery. Let's throw some of these on for good measure as well. Yum. And then my skewered, pesto buttered, grilled swordfish. Delicious. And then finally, of course, I know if you're Italian, you're going to get upset with me, but there's already cheese in the dressing, so I'm just going to put cheese over the top of my salad. Rules go out the window when you come up with recipes on your own. So look how gorgeous that is. Ah, yum. So did you get any ideas to freshen up your summer dinners? I hope so. It's my pleasure to bring you these recipes every week, and I thank you for watching. Have you ever tried Vietnamese food? I don't mean eating it, I mean cooking it. Well, join me next week on SoFlo Taste, and I'll teach you some exotic dishes from the fabulous cuisine of Vietnam. Time to check in with design expert Elena Capra. Good morning, Elena. What have you got next for us?
Hi, Michelle. Good morning. So today we take a look at a growing design trend, retrofitting your home for aging in place. Coming up on SoFlo Home Project, it's all about creating homes that are comfortable, stylish, and safe.
Okay, we'll be sure to watch. So taste buds again. Thanks for watching. Please be smart, be safe, and be vaccinated. And I'll see you next week. SoFlo Home Project and Elena are up next. Goodbye, good health, and good taste.